Hey there, my little gaffers, and welcome to 1% Better with Heather. Haha, it's funny because it rhymes. This is part 2 of Here We Go Again, Hotel California, where you can check in and never leave, also known as your morals. So, I just got a phone call from my doctor. He left a message because it was 11 o'clock at night and I was sleeping, saying, Heather, get to the emergency right now. You have critically high potassium and it's putting you in the cardiac arrest zone again. And I was like, my God. So I take my kid to school, stop at McDonald's, have my shower, pack my bag, get my coffee mate flavored coffee stuff because that's important because I like flavored coffee, and pack all the essentials, right? Phone my husband. I said, get me an Uber. I got to go back to Hotel California, also known as your Memorial Hospital. So I get down there. It's now probably like 8:45. And the whole time I'm praying, please don't be busy. Please don't be busy. Please don't be busy. And someone heard my prayer. So yay for me, because there was me and one other person in the emergency. That does not happen ever. If you've ever been to Memorial Hospital, you know what I'm talking about. It's like dead in there. Like no one's there. Nobody. So I go in, I get my blood pressure, get my temperature done, go up to the front counter. I'm like, hey, I'm here. I got 6.3 potassium. They're like, my God, get in the back. So there's like another waiting room, right? So I go up with my paper. I go talk to the next person. And I'm like, hey, I'm here. Here's my paper. I'm going to go outside and have a smoke. And because I'm like, that waiting room's a little bit more busier, right? And she's like, okay, well, you got 5 minutes. You are top priority right now. So go do what you got to do and get back here. Okay. So I go have a smoke. I come back in. As soon as they see my face, they're like, get in that room. I was like, okay. Within seconds, I have somebody taking an ECG. I have blood people. And they're like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? I'm like, I feel fine. I felt fine first time around too. Nothing's wrong. Right? And they're like, okay. And then they're like, get in this room. I was like, okay. So it took about 10 minutes and the doctor came in. He's like, okay, Heather, here's the deal. Now you have critically high potassium. And I'm like, this is what I get for drinking orange juice. I hate orange juice and I'm drinking it like it's going out of style because I don't want to come back here and now this shit's trying to kill me. I'm like, my God, are you going to be kidding me? He's like, no. He's like, come with me. We're going to put you over here and we're going to hook you up with an IV to flush out now all this potassium in you. I'm like, my God, okay. So I sit down. One of the nurses comes, gets me, and I'm like, okay, we're going to put your IV in. And she takes my left arm. And I said, you can't use that arm. It does not work. That's where I had the IV 2 years ago. And I get blood every 2 weeks. This arm, out of order, man. And she's like, no, I see a really good vein. I'm like, I am telling you right now, it does not work. Well, I'm not one to fight with nurses. They got enough shit going on. She's going to be the miracle worker. Go at her. She tries 2 times. The second time she got the IV in and it pops out. She's like, all right, I tried twice. We got to get someone else. So another person comes. And I'm like, please use the other arm. And he's like, no, this arm's got a really good vein. I'm going to do it. I'm like, no, please don't. No. He tries twice. Doesn't work. Now I'm crying. I am in so much pain. So much pain. And he's like, okay, now we got to hand you off to someone else. So this is 4 times now. So the third nurse comes in and I'm like, please put it in the other arm. She's like, yes, I'm going to put it in the other arm. I also came with the smaller needle and a baby needle. And I was like, great. That's what I need because I am 5'10". I am an Amazon giraffe. I fully understand, but I have tiny, tiny wrists, tiny hands, huge feet, but like I'm just built small. Even when they put the feeding tube in, I needed something from pediatrics. I'm like, just give me everything kids. My cuff for my blood pressure is kids. And I didn't mention this in the last video. My blood pressure was off a lot. because they weren't using the small enough cup. So they couldn't figure out why my blood pressure was going up and down and my potassium's all around, until this one smart nurse says, yeah, when you use too big of a cup, you won't get the right reading. So she put the pediatric cup beside my bed. Okay, sorry, moving on. So third nurse does a great job, gets it in, hooks me up with the IV, or like, okay, we're gonna flush it all out. I meet a really nice girl who is suffering from horrible migraine. She has a port and she's got like a bucket with her. And she looks at me and says, I'm very sorry. I hope this doesn't bother you, but I'm throwing up a lot, like dry heaving, right? And I was like, man, you are sitting beside the perfect person. I got an eating disorder. None of this will bother me. So now we're best friends and we're talking. I learned a lot about her. She comes from a famous family. And I was like, my God. So she had great stories. So we're bonding, we're talking. We meet another nice girl who is from Mexico and doesn't speak English. And her nurse was a bag, I'll just say that, and isn't communicating with her. And we're looking at each other going, how would you feel? Like you're in a strange country. You don't speak the language. My kids took Spanish in school. So I'm trying to remember what they learned and everything I learned from Dora and Handy Manny and Diego, because I'm Canadian. We really don't speak Spanish here. So now I'm Googling, like Google's Translate with this girl. So now she's part of our conversation. So I'm translating for the nurses. She's very thankful. And now we're all bonding, right? Now there's 3 of us bonding together. And it wasn't as bad of an experience as like the 4 days. And to be honest, the 4 days wasn't a bad experience. I have a huge mouth. I know when to shut it. I'm normally very, very kind to nurses, and I try to stay out of the way because they got other crap to deal with. They don't need me and my big mouth. My mother-in-law was an RN and also taught the nursing program out of college here in British Columbia. So I know my role, right? So after my IV's all done, I got discharged. They got it down to a 4. Phone Uber again. I go home. I should say the girl that I was talking to with the migraines, her and I exchanged phone numbers. I fully believe we are meant to meet people. The universe is a funny thing. We are outside, both of us, having a cigarette. And she's like, so you said you have an eating disorder? I said, yes, I do. I'm in recovery, but hey man, it's a long road. Sometimes we stumble. I will say it now. I was in denial. If you look up denial in the dictionary, you will see my face. Relapse. Won't get a lot of it. But thought I had it under control. No one controls slick. My friends are ED. That's normally when everything's hitting the shitter. If you think that you're controlling all of this, no, the hurricane is going again. Hurricane. But back to the lady I was talking to. She said, you know, Heather, I was in and out of facilities when I was a teenager. I battled it too. If I can do it, you can do it. Like I say, we are meant to meet people. And everyone is fighting a battle we know nothing about. I am blessed. I know this. I still have no idea why I'm here on this earth, other than the fact of my big mouth. And I have a story to tell. And if I can help one person, just one, not be me, I say this all the time. If I have to be the poster child of what not to do, I'll take it. Please don't be me. Please don't think that you have things under control. If you're fully engulfed in your head right now, you are playing with fire. You are, and Slick never loses. Slick or ED, never loses. The people who lose are us, because we think we have stuff. This is another page in the book of life of Heather. I don't know many people who haven't gone through recovery and haven't relapsed. I've talked about it before. I've said it, that everyone else can see it around you. You're the last person to know if you're sick or relapsing. And it's the truth. But most of the doctors that I've talked to, counselors, specialists, they expect this. However, in the last week, all I've done is reflect. I'll start crying. The PTSD is real. It just comes in waves. And then I just start bawling again. I know this video and the last video are all over the map. I still can't get my thoughts straight. I do believe it's because I'm trying to block stuff out. But I want to talk about it. I want to not have this as a dirty little secret. When I went to my doctors on Tuesday, I felt so ashamed. I felt like I was doing the walk of shame. I didn't want to say relapse because that feels like a dirty word, even though it's not. Totally embarrassed. I'm like, I'm Heather. Do you know who I am? I always make a joke that I'm an X-Men. No, this shit doesn't happen to me. I have a podcast. I'm not supposed to be here. And yet I am. So, owning it is a thing. And me just talking, my rambling is helping. Me not talking about it doesn't help anyone. And it sure as hell doesn't help me. So if you're relapsing, that's okay. It's not bad. It's not horrible. What we got to do is stop the snowball before it becomes an avalanche. Ask for help. Reach out to somebody. Because just because you made it through the first time, I have no idea how I made it through being 84 pounds. I didn't even have heart issues, potassium issues. Well, I probably had potassium issues. But how I even made it that far, I had a team of doctors look at me and say, "How are you alive?" I'm like, "Oh, no, aren't you the doctor?" And now, just relapsing a little bit, everything is hitting the skids and the shitter. And I'm like, how is this happening? How it's happening is my body is still trying to recover from 2 years ago, right? This is going to be years of recovery. And when I mean recovery, organs, heart, potassium, hopefully no more potassium mutations. Oh my God, I know. I also told the nurses that if I have to come back, I'm coming back with my margarita maker because I'm not doing the silver and I don't care. They have a ice machine. I told them I'd share. I think they were very actually wanting me to come back. They're like, "Really? You'd share?" I'm like, "Yeah, I would. We all need a margarita." God. But like I say, please don't reach out. Reach out for help. You're not alone. And this is what Slick wants you to think. He wants you to think that you're the only one on this planet battling this eating disorder, this addiction. And you're not. You're not the only. I will be fully honest. I was not going to make these videos. I was not even going to talk about it. I wasn't going to do anything. And I talked to my cousin in Nashville and she said, "Heather, you get your ass downstairs in your podcast room right now and you talk about it because you don't know who's hearing this and people need a friend and they need to know that they're not alone." So here I am talking about my dirty laundry, if you want to call it that, but it's not dirty. It's just a part of life. We are all broken and we are all okay. It's okay to be not okay, you know? And what's getting me through right now is Jelly Roll. And I've talked about it before. I love music therapy. It's the one therapy I can really get behind. And Jelly Roll and his wife Bunny are amazing people. I don't know them, and I talk about it like I do. They come from this village, this place of, well, they've lived through shit. Let's just put it that way. And they've come out the other side, and now they want to help people. And Jelly Roll's music speaks to my soul. And if you have not listened to Jelly Roll, I fully recommend you do. And I know people are like, oh, I like country music. It's not really like that. So please, please, please. I find it so helpful and so therapeutic. And yes, I cry every time I listen to the music, but there's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with being woke. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And if you're me and you are of a certain age, I will be 46 soon, June. And I have kids. And today is my son's graduation. I will go through a million potassium infusions, even though they hurt. They hurt so bad. I'd rather give birth to octuplets hurt. That's how much they hurt. So my kids can see me. They just want their mommy. They don't care what I look like. They don't. They just want to be able to see and touch and hug me. They want their mommy around for a very long time, and I am here to fight the battle. I've never given up yet. I have stumbled. I have fought. All I do. I'm always fighting something. It will be okay. And I know I'm rambling. But you gotta find your village. You gotta find your people. You gotta be honest with yourself. Sit in the shit. Feel the feelings. And talk about it. Like I say, me just talking about it now, I feel 1,000 times better. You keep it bottled up, it's just going to eat you alive. And that's what Slick thrives on, our eating disorders. So, we meet. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling good. I will show you my arms. I am not getting blood anytime soon. I'm not going till like Monday because I need a break. If you're watching on YouTube, see, this is what bothers me. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. My bingo away. But look at that. See this arm as well. There we go. It's not worth being black and blue. For those who are not watching on YouTube, I'm showing everyone my arms that are purple at this point. I just need, I'm not avoiding blood. I need a break. Like, I can't do it. Like I say, I'm going to go on Monday. But it's a lot. Not gonna lie. Even now, like, more stuffs. It's like waves, right? You get knocked down, you get back up. You get knocked down, you get back up. But I've always said I was going to be real, raw, and honest. I think that's why you guys like me. Because I say it like I mean it. And this is life. I'm not here to show highlight reels. That is not life. That's not true. I'm here to show what it's really like to go through recovering. All I can do is one day at a time and 1% better every day.